I'm going to speak on behalf of faculty development programs, and we do many things on campus, but the big idea I want to talk about is the idea of a teaching academy. So when we have these innovations, how do we make sure that we spread them across all of our faculty? How do we make sure we truly have a community of all the, not just the distinguished educators, but the emerging educators, the folks that have just come out of our training programs that are really keen on becoming the next generation of program directors and course directors? And how do we take these innovators and connect them to the resources they need to feel supported, just as we do for our most senior researchers in basic science and other areas? So that is the idea of a teaching academy. And basically, this idea has permeated nationally. There are about 36 or more teaching academies across medical centers now across the U.S. And this idea has floated here for about 20 years. And we hope that this is actually the year that we can make this happen. So, so it basically, what it is it's a group. It's organized, and typically the way that many of these groups run now is there's a director, an associate director, there's access to someone that helps with the research, a PhD typically, or an Ed.D. that helps with the scholarship. But the idea is that it's really supported, and they run these interest groups in various areas, whether there's simulation, educational technology, critical thinking, residence teacher, many different areas. And they really provide sort of a catalyst to these larger initiatives. And when we want to consult a group of teachers and educators about, well, how should we look at assessment? How should we push the curriculum? This would provide a structure to do so. And so we've been looking at this very closely. The membership piece is tricky, and I want to thank many of you for serving on these informal discussion groups. It's been about 30 faculty that have looked at this idea. And the idea is we really want to have an inclusive group that will be truly interprofessional. So it's going to go across all the colleges and institutes. And we're going to look for people that have excellence in one area. It could be direct teaching, could be scholarship, it could be advising and mentorship and so on. But in fact, the way that successful academies are run these days is with the concept of service. And so when we come together, it's the idea that we're building something. It's not going to be for my career that I join the teaching academies, because I'm going to reach out to junior faculty and mentor them. And so for the course directors, for the senior teachers here that need people to run small groups, for the chairs that have someone that needs some coaching to sit in on their talks, on their small group things, this would be a place where you could go to say, I need someone to help me out, And from a faculty development perspective, if we want to coach people on doing learning objectives or this kind of thing, we certainly could do so by creating stimulus videos and this kind of thing. So we really think it would be a way to really bring this conversation into a real engaging and enriching community. So we did bring together several focus groups, and here's just some quotes from people that sat down and said, well, how would this actually change the tenor of the conversation for our campus? And one area is really becoming a national center of teaching excellence. So when they say University of Nebraska, do they still think football first? Probably, but and then medical care and health professions care, but also innovative education, and how do we make sure that we are always part of that larger conversation? Feeling supported, as we are innovating in our own units. Some departments have writing clubs, some groups have peer mentorship groups, but how do we extend that across campus such that you always have a home and really have a place to talk to? So I'm going to wrap up, but just to tell you that this is something we're very seriously considering. We have presented it to the Education Council, which is the group of senior associate deans here on campus, and we had a recent retreat on that, and we hope that if you have any ideas, you can come contact us. And really, I'd like to thank all the folks that have participated, and we hope that this proposal will be submitted to the Chancellor in September, and we'll have some news for you in October or so to tell you if this is ready to launch, and we'd have a big event in March to kind of tell you more about the Teaching Academy.